Hey, how's it going, folks? If you watched my video yesterday, you saw that we've been having a problem getting the bike started consistently. I can get it started if I play around with the carbs. I can get it basically going. And today I decided that I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I'm going to make sure everything's perfect before I try to start it again. So I pulled the plugs out just to have a look at them, and you can see they're looking good in the dark there. You can see they're not too bad, a little black, but not too bad. But this is from where I wiped them off. They had, it looked like gas and maybe a little bit of other fluids built up. I don't want to say that's oil yet. Could very well be, but I did put some mystery oil and some PB blaster up in the top cylinders when I first was trying to get the bike running, so that I'm thinking maybe that's what all this is. It's just not burned all off yet. So what I did was I just, cleaned them off real quick, and then I'm going to take a little steel brush and then just brush them all off real good and make sure they're nice and clean. Then I'm going to go back and reset the carb back to what the original settings are supposed to be, and then start over. What I've done is this is a printout of the manual and how to, well, that's how to sync the carbs. It's interesting, I'll show you that in a second, but this is tells you how many screws. It says approximately 2.5 turns out for the pilot air screw, and the throttle stop screw, basically what you do is you screw that in all the way and then back out about 3 turns. But this section is interesting here about how to basically synchronize the carbs. It's a pretty simple method. It says, now start the motor, first adjust the cables in the junction box to get minimum free play. Then start the motor, take out one plug, and then adjust the pilot air screw and the throttle stop screw in the opposite carburetor until the motor runs regularly. Replace the lead and repeat the process on the other side. With both plugs replaced, the tickover will be too fast and the stop screw should be lowered simultaneously until correct. It is most important that the throttle slides lift simultaneously or the engine will run roughly, particularly when accelerating. Okay, so basically what that's saying is pull one wire off the spark plug and then adjust the carburetor for the other side until the bike runs regularly. Then put your plug wire back on and then take the other one off and do the other side. And that sounds like what they're saying is how you sync the carbs on these, which makes sense. I've just never thought about it that way. You hear people using the the synchrometers and the meters and all that, the mercury filled ones and all that. But that seems like it's a pretty decent idea, so I'm going to try that. Not now. Once I get the bike running, reliably and reliably starting, then I'll start doing that. But yep. So that's where I'm at. I am going to clean these up and then go back down and reset the screws, the idle air. What is it? I'm going to get the exact term because people call them different things. So, and this is directly from the manual: the throttle stop screw and the pilot air screw. So, the throttle stop screw is the one that's kind of angled upward towards the slide. It's the one that hits the slide, and the straight in one is the pilot air screw, which is funny because most of the time a pilot air screw would be on the air box side of the carburetor, which would be over here. But this pilot air screw is on the engine side of the carburetor. So that's my pilot air screw, and that's my throttle stop screw right there. Pilot air, throttle stop. These are the Mark II carbs. So yeah, I'm going to put those back to the original settings and start over again with some good plugs. I know I'm getting good gas now. The issue I had yesterday was my coil, the connectors on the coil weren't snug, so they were just kind of flopping around. One of them is actually disconnected when I put the seat up to look at them. So I snugged those back up and everything's good. So now I'm going to clean the plugs and try this again. Alright, I'll get back with you on the results. Alright, there it is. Got the idle pretty much set. It doesn't sound perfect yet. And I still got some smoke coming out of the exhaust. Looks like white smoke, I can't tell. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's see if I can get it against the tire here. I don't know if that's cleaner that I had in the engine or in the head and the carbs and all that stuff, and it's just all finally burning this stuff out or what, but you can see it's idling up fine now. What's it idling at? Around 1500 right now, but I can fix that. And it's still jumping around. There's still some work to do, but yeah, it's still jumping around. So still a little bit of work to do, but we'll get her sorted. You know, won't take long. When you're adjusting your screws here, right now I'm adjusting the pilot air screw. When you adjust these screws, only doing about a half a turn or a quarter of a turn if you're, you know, getting really close. I do just little niches like this once I get really close. Like right now I'm not hearing any changes, so I'm just going to keep going until I hear a change. Oh, now I hear it starting to run. Yeah, it's starting to idle a lot less now, see? Oh, and it died. So let me run that back out. I ran it about a half a turn, so I'll just run it back out to where it was. Anyway, there you go. Still in the process of getting her dialed in, but proof again that she's running. Brakes work. Everything works now. As soon as I get this sorted out, and oh, by the way, that was with the enricher off. So the enricher was off that whole time. So that's it, idling without the enricher on at all, which I couldn't get it to do before. Just tinkering and playing, and you know, playing with the throttle stop screw and the air mixture screw. Got it to where I can now run. It'll run and idle without the enricher on. So yeah, I don't know if this is normal or what, but sometimes when you push the enricher down, it just kind of pops right back up. I don't know if it's supposed to do that once it gets warm or what, but I thought it was stuck at first because I can't put it down right now at all. And usually it just pops right down. So I'm thinking there's something in there that tells it, hey, I'm hot, you don't need me. But I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it. And yes, I have an oil leak here. I know what it's from. It's from this cover right here. And in one of my earlier videos, I took this cover off to prime the oil pump and all that good stuff. So what you do is you pull this off. When you go to do a full oil change, you can pull this off and pour oil in there, and it will prime the primary, you know, casing. So whatever you call it, I don't know, I forget what you call it now. Something I saw. So I need to replace that gasket just to stop this oil leak, but it's not real bad, so I'm not worried about it. And I know where it's coming from, so it's not a big deal. So right now, I'm almost ready. I'm hoping to get this dialed in here in the next couple of minutes, next hour or so maybe. And if I do, I'm gonna set you up here somewhere and take it for just down to the bottom of the driveway and back up. That's a pretty good distance and is on a hill, as you can see. So I'll run it down and then back up just to kind of give it a quick test And if that goes well, then I might actually take it out on the road for a minute. So I'll get back to you once I'm at that step. But so far so good. She's almost ready. Alright, I'll catch you on the next one. Well, I've been sitting here trying to get this thing started. And I'm back to having no spark again. And I'm not sure why. This is becoming an epic adventure. So if you can see, I got the plug pulled out. And let me almost stick the key in it and turn it on, and I got both of them out. Yeah, so over here, got it right up against the head bolt. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little spark. Alright, over here, exact same scenario, got nothing. So I still haven't been able to dial it in because I keep running into this spark issue, and I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. So I'm just tired. My leg hurts from kicking this thing over. It doesn't have an electric start. It's only a kickstart. So that makes it 10 times harder to work on, in my opinion. Instead of just, pressing a little button and holding it and see if it'll start, you got to kick it with your foot every time. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm going to go to in the house and get some food and think about this for a while and see what's going on. I just can't figure out why it's doing it, I'm just putting those in loosely so I don't have an open hole there. You never know what'll get inside. Dust, tiny mouse, bugs, whatever. So, never leave an orifice open. So there I am. Not quite there yet. I wished I was, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm tired and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go get some food. I'll catch you on the next one.